What's up, y'all? Welcome back to No Simple Talk. It's your boy, Otnba. Let's get into it. I want to paint this scenario for us real quick. So you're a lady and Valentine's Day is fast approaching and you're having a conversation with your male friend. And in the midst of this conversation, somehow it gets to the point where you reveal how you've never gotten flowers or chocolate or all that good stuff on Valentine's Day. And you insinuate that that's something that you would love to participate in. You would love to be done for you. You would love to enjoy. You get. You didn't ask for it. You just came up in your conversation. And somehow this guy took note of it. And Valentine's Day comes through and you receive flowers and chocolates from this individual, this male friend. Could be harmless, right? I know. But then to make things more interesting, you secretly have a crush on this guy. You secretly like him. And it's even though you never actually reviewed it, but you like him. And because he's your friend, hence him being friendly to you, you can kind of see how it's possible that he likes you too. Though not confirmed. Now you're confused. Now you're confused. I want to start by saying this. To Mr. Nice Guy, or to, you know what, because it could be flipped as well. It could be a lady that's doing the favor or doing this act of goodwill. But to the Mr. Nice Guy, to the people that are nice, pride themselves in being nice, like to do things for other people, find themselves enjoying being givers of goodwill. I want to bring something to our attention real quick. I want us to be more aware. I want us to be more mindful of what we're doing. You see, I find it no mistake that when we look at the Bible, in the same chapter, in one chapter, Jesus literally severely rebukes a group of individuals for not giving to the needy, for not sheltering the homeless, for not clothing the clothless or the naked. You get what I'm saying? For not lending a helping hand to people who needed that helping hand. And it says that them refusing that help was them refusing help to him, Jesus himself. I also find it no mistake that in that same chapter, he called the virgins that didn't share their oil wise. I need us to be wise in our goodwill, you get. It's not every urge to be kind. It's not every urge to lend a hand of goodwill that one obliges to. You could have the feeling. You could have the intention. But I need us to be more aware of what our actions are conveying. Be more aware of what exactly we're doing. Be more mindful and be more wise on if we should actually do what we are thinking of. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't need to do it. Sometimes you don't need to do it, especially when you take into context what you're doing could mean. I mean, even outside a romantic setting, sometimes it's not financially expedient. Even in romantic relationships, sometimes you may want to do things for your partner, but it's just not financially expedient. Sometimes you could just do without it. Sometimes you could delay it because maybe their birthday is coming up. You could delay it a little bit and do it then. You get what I'm saying? You could just be more wise in what you're doing. You get. It's not everybody it sounds very controversial, but it's really not everybody that you see needs help that you are called to help. Yes, we should help people, but we should also be more tactical, be more practical in how we're offering help, If that help is going to offer more harm than good, then, I mean, is it really help? It's just kind of how I see, because, we see videos on social media where this celebrity or this person that has the resources buys a fan a car. Or maybe this employer buys an employee of his that he notices have been walking to work every day, has been taking public transportation, traveling hours and going through the elements of weather. And they buy them a car. And a lot of the time you see how sometimes you could buy them a really expensive car and it looks like a wonderful act of goodwill. And I'm sure they will appreciate it. But then you buy them this expensive car and they're left with the burden of paying their insurance, of paying the maintenance on that car, of pretty much everything else that comes with keeping that car in shape and making that car fit for driving, you get. Sometimes one could see how that act of goodwill brings more burden to that individual. Meanwhile, on the flip side, I've seen employers give employees very, very manageable cars. I mean, you give them that's just a nice Honda Civic, durable car, nice model, maybe not too new, so it wouldn't garner a lot of expensive upkeep. You get what I'm saying? The insurance of it wouldn't be too high. You get. That's a sensible gift. That's a sensible act of goodwill. You get. Drawing it back to our scenario, Mr. Nice Guy, is not every nice thing that you think to do that you would do. And I'm really just saying this, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're doing this just out of the act of pure goodwill, because there could be individuals that could be doing this to pepper, to show themselves as a good person, to even confuse the person that they're helping, especially in this kind of scenario, to even confuse the lady that they're helping to portray themselves in a good light. You see that the act of goodwill could then be more selfish. You get. But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Let's assume it was just an innocent gesture. And he just did out of the goodness of his heart. He recognized his friend, his dear friend, had a need. Well, maybe not a need, a want. Had a want that to them may have been a need. And he felt that he was capable of fulfilling that need. And he just wanted to step in and be a nice person. But I need us to be more conscious of what we're doing. I mean, it's possible that he could have done that and he could have accompanied it with a note that clarified most of his intentions of that gift. Just saying that as a friend, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you the words. I mean, I could give you the words, but that's not the podcast for this. But there could be other accompanying elements that could have clarified this intention, because now this lady has received this gift and she's now confused. her problems have changed. Her problem is no more, oh, I never received flowers and chocolates on Valentine's Day. Now she has received it. Her problem has now changed to, what is the intention of this gift? Did this person just do this because they, out of the goodness of their heart, or do they feel the same way I feel? Because remember, she has a crush on this individual. Or do they feel the same way I feel? So just like that virgin in the Bible, those virgins in the Bible, I need us to be more wise, because the Bible describes them as wise. They literally refused to share their oil with other people that needed oil. For certain factors, you get, those factors are important. Those factors were considered. The context surrounding the help that was needed was taken into consideration, and they found that they didn't have the capacity. It wasn't expedient, you get. So that's first. I need us to be more wise. But going back into the scenario, you see, in situations like this, there's a call to seek clarity. There's a call to seek clarity. There's so many things in life that are already uncertain. Life is confusing in itself, you get. But when situations like this arise, where it's within our power to gain clarity and gain it quick, especially for our good, especially because it dictates how we then act moving forward, it is important that we seek that clarity quickly and efficiently. And in seeking that clarity, I would suggest that clarity is done really hey, Jesus. It's done tactfully. It's done with the right tactics, bro. I know that word exists, but I just can't. It's not coming out right now. But it's done with the right tactics, you get. It's important that the lady seeks clarity without letting her intentions or her actual feelings known. It's important that, because you seeking clarity, you're already putting yourself out there in a way. But it's important to not just allow yourself to be totally vulnerable and out there for the taking. Because remember, this other guy, you don't know what his intentions could be. If you then let your intention or feelings be known, he could then capitalize on it, you get. Also, he could also have the purest of hearts, but then your feelings being known could then also influence his response to you. You can also influence how he or what he says about what his intentions were with the gifts. Because, I mean, he could be a nice person. Think about how that you guys are friends. So he likes you in some way. He likes your company. He likes your personality. And there could be other factors that could just motivate him to just go with the flow. maybe you're physically attractive to him. Like I said, he could like your personality. He could be like, yeah, she's a good person. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad dating her, even though that was not his original intention, you get. But if you let your feelings be known while you're seeking clarity, it could then muddy up your response. So it's very important for you to seek clarity in a neutral way. Just be like, bro, okay, so first of all, thank you for this. But I just, you know how these things could be, the intentions could be very, very confusing. I just need to know, just for my own sake, and just for the sake of our friendship, I just need to know if these intentions, what exactly your intentions were, if we're just innocent or because, I mean, you know how this could look. And then maybe he could confirm or deny what your hope may be. Keep in mind that you already like this person, this lady already likes this person. She could overthink what is, or not let me say overthink, because the act of goodwill is confusing in itself. But she could misinterpret what that act of goodwill was supposed to convey or signify. Now she's watching every little action it does after that. It gives her anxiety sometimes, where she even, in the moments where she needs to communicate with this person, every slight meetup is now a bigger deal than it's supposed to be. Any slight conversation she's supposed to have with this person is now a bigger deal than it's supposed to be, because she's just anxious, she's just uneasy. Nobody needs to be going through that. And even in you seeking clarity, you could hope for the best, but expect the worst. Expect the worst. Brace yourself. Yeah, hope for the best. Hope for the best. If luckily for you, it's for the best. But expect the worst so you can brace yourself. And then when the reality of the situation is then presented to you, when this guy lets you know that, because he could confirm your feelings, and happily ever after, I guess. I mean, not really. I mean, life starts to continue to life in that regard, you get. But in this scenario, happily ever after, I guess. But in a situation where he doesn't confirm your feelings, but he doesn't reciprocate the feelings you have towards him, it's important for you to then brace yourself, so that you can access this reality that has been given to you, and then you can format your actions from that point moving forward, you get, so that you act accordingly. You don't allow yourself see shaggy. So that you act accordingly, you get. So that's why you brace yourself for the worst. You expect the worst so that you can act accordingly. And so that it's easier for you to accept this reality, so you're not living in the land of delusion. You feel me? You accept this reality and you move on. You feel me? And even after seeking this clarity, there could be also situations where you could also need to put this person at arm's length for a certain amount of time. Honestly, for as long as you need. But for a certain amount, so hopefully not too long. You may also need to put this person at arm's length, depending on how much of a fantasy or imagination you may have built up in your head. Also depending on how deep the feelings you have for this person are. You feel me? You may need to put this person at arm's length for your sanity. This is all for your sake. This is all for your sake, for your sanity. But it's important for you to seek clarity so that you can move forward more practically, so that you can reconfigure your mindset. So then also then start to let go of those feelings that you had. So you're not just putting water in a basket. So you're not just wasting your resources, being your feelings, being your emotions, all of that to then also then dictate into how you're spending other resources like your time, your energy, you get. Especially when this person is so good of a friend, so good of a person, that they are calling you every single time, that you guys are hanging out every single time. You may also need to put measures in place to protect your sanity. To protect your sanity, man, is very, very important. So let's be more expedient in the act of goodwill we give. And let's also seek clarity when we're put in situations that just bring confusion and bring uncertainty, especially when they're at the expense of our feelings, when they're at the expense of just our perception of life, especially when they're in such vital key parts of our life, like our romance sometimes. All right, I appreciate you for watching. Appreciate you for listening to another episode of No Table Talk. Hope you learned something from this so far. I've definitely learned something from this, from thinking about it to speaking about it. And like, share, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to support. You can share to other people too, so that they can partake in this act of expedient goodwill. Or so they can partake in this content that is profitable and wonderful. And also you can check out the live sessions on Instagram on Saturdays at 5 p.m. EST and 11 p.m. West African time. And we discuss the episodes like this that come out during the week before the live. And we just allow that jump off to other topics that may arise. And we have a good time. All right, appreciate you guys, man. Have a blessed one. Take it easy. Bye.
Sit back, relax, and chill. Grab a glass of wine or a cup of tea, 'cause you're listening to No Table Talk.